Hello and welcome back to the What We Said podcast, everybody. Today we've got the girls together. The girls are going to girl today.
The gals, if you will.
The gals.
The gals.
We have the gals on the go. Brooke and Danielle, welcome to What We Said.
Hi, we are so excited to be here.
This is the collab of the century.
Mm-hmm.
We did a swap with them, so our episode with you guys will actually already be out.
Mm-hmm.
It was out last week, so you guys can go over to their podcast, listen to that, listen to this, and we're so excited to get into it. Our podcasts are kind of like sisters.
Yeah.
I feel like they're very similar vibes.
Twin flames.
Twin
if you will.
flames, girl chats. How we wanted to get your take on how the LA life has been. I know you've only been here for 2 seconds.
Oh, I love
but
this. I love this.
you also, you said you haven't been here in 2.5 years.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
I'm shook.
So we live in New York City, and I feel like we just didn't really grow up like coming to LA a lot. I mean, we came we've done social media for a minute, so we would come out and be like the big LA trip or whatever like, every so often. But I can't speak for you, Danielle, I guess, but I feel like to my core, I'm not an LA girl. So like I feel like
I'm not either.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way. It's just like I can't take that. You know, like we're very much East Coasters.
We're both from the East Coast.
She's from New York. I'm from Florida. We both live in the city now. It's so when we come here, we're like, whoa. Like I feel like every
Culture
5 minutes,
shock.
yeah,
Fish
culture shock.
Yes, we're like, oh wait, we can't walk everywhere. I
That's
keep
the
wanting
biggest
to walk
thing.
everywhere. I'm like, it's 0.2 miles, but you can't walk.
Yeah.
It really is so different.
Yeah.
Whenever I go to New York, I feel the same where I'm just like, I'm a West Coast girly to my core.
Yeah.
Like I love New York. I love visiting. But even as I was saying, I'm like, you haven't been here in 2 years. I'm like, I haven't been to New York in forever. I feel like
really?
maybe
Yeah.
a year and a half. We did some live shows there. It was so fun.
So fun. Do you guys know where you did them?
It was in Brooklyn.
right?
Brooklyn,
It was in
yeah.
Brooklyn. I'm forgetting the theater name.
Yeah.
We did 2 shows like back to back.
Oh, how's the crowd? Were they New York?
They were great.
Yeah,
they were
great.
great. It was so fun. That was like a dream come true trip for us because we were able to have some of our family come out too. So it was like kind of like some of her family was there, some of my family, and then
Cool.
I know. My mom had never been to New York, so when we brought her up to like the rooftop at our hotel and she got to see the skyline, she literally was crying. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the best.
it was so special. Like the whole trip was just so fun. But I agree where I'm like, it's such a different pace of life that I can appreciate it so much. But I'm like, oh my gosh, I am just a West Coast gal. So I get it.
The distance thing is crazy too, because like you're saying, you think we can just walk here. But I think the thing for us on the West Coast is if it's an hour away, we're like, oh yeah, that's fine. Like it's not a big
that's the
deal.
equivalent.
If it's like, oh, something's an hour away. Okay, yeah, we can just go. It's not a big deal to us at all.
You're like so used to driving.
We're like an hour. What a waste of time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, we could drive there. Yeah, that's
Oh my
fine.
gosh, we're like, we have an hour drive after this. We're like, we'll have to have like a meeting in the car between the two of us. Like,
No,
what are we
we
gonna do
literally
to
will
fill
take
that void?
calls.
Yeah.
Like it's so funny, but no, we really do look forward to coming. Like we've been so excited because it's starting to warm up a little bit in New York, but the weather here, you just can't beat it. I heard it's been like raining a little, but we came on a great week. So
Yeah,
It's
been
so nice.
we're happy to be here. I mean, we get so excited. It's so funny. I always wonder, because when we used to come, like it was the dream. It was like the dream for you to be like, everyone moved to LA. Like absolutely.
Yeah, you made it if you moved to LA. Like,
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of people are still like crushing it here, which is so amazing. And so when some of our friends started to move here, I feel like we learned about. Remember that place called Toast? You would like go get breakfast at Toast
is
or
it closed?
Alfred or like I just remember these like
classic places.
like the Grove. Like last night we literally went to the Grove because that's what I still know, but I don't know like the new cool spots in Southern California. But we're having a blast.
Yeah.
Like the Grove is you can't say it's not amazing.
No,
It really
you guys
is.
like it?
I love the Grove,
So
especially. Have
happy.
you ever been? I mean, this is kind of maybe niche if you haven't been here a lot. But have you ever been during Christmas time?
No, but
No.
It is magical. But I
that's
guess
great.
New York during Christmas time actually beats everything. So
Yeah.
probably not. But I think it's just so festive. And so it's
Yeah.
fun for Southern California. It's like just lights everywhere, huge trees, like the Christmas shopping. It's a vibe.
kind of Disney-ish, which I like.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
the trolley goes by. They're like,
Yeah.
Kind of
No,
feels like
we
you're in
love it.
Disneyland.
it is.
How was your Erewhon experience? Tell us everything.
I get the hype. I mean, who doesn't? Like,
Yeah.
but it's not really. It is a grocery store. Like they have
It
produce
really
and
is a
everything,
grocery
but
store.
it is like a. It's a
Specialty.
market.
Utopian.
It's a yes.
You're so right. All the
Utopian.
bone
You are
broths
so
and the
right.
cans and
And
like
the glass jars.
Yeah, the glass jars,
Yes,
should
the
I say.
branding on everything. It's so sleek. I mean, they made fun of it in You. Do you guys want-
Yeah.
Yeah. And I felt like I was living in like a parody. I honestly felt like I said to Danielle after, because there was like a ton of people on their phones, like vlogging on their phones. And I was like, I mean, I was doing that too.
Yeah,
But
exactly. It's like we're all in on it, right? Like we all know it's a little ridiculous, but we all love it. But we're like playing into it.
I know.
I literally was buying groceries we were just buying some snacks and I was like, oh, we're going to be walking with this. I'll buy the tote bag. I was like, just pop the $50.
Yeah, no, don't buy the tote bag.
No.
Like at my grocery store, it's like, oh, I'll buy the $3. $3.
And you're saving the environment.
Tote bag.
No.
Brooke had her brown bag. She was budget
It was
friendly.
all reliable. It was good. Got me through.
It's a cute tote bag. It's cute. So, but we had fun.
Starting is everything when it comes to fitness. And I feel like it's so easy to just get overwhelmed by the idea of starting or maybe restarting your fitness journey in any capacity. And that's why we're excited to be sponsored by Peloton. Cycling is such a great way to work out, to release endorphins. I feel like anytime I've done any sort of cycling class, I leave and I'm just like, oh, wow. I feel like I just released so much energy and in the best way. Like it feels so good.
And sweat.
Mm-hmm. So Peloton helps you start no matter what level you're at. Wherever you're starting, there are thousands of classes to get you moving, whether that's beginning or advanced rides, feel good, live DJ rides, or artist themed rides. They've got something for you. You can find different instructors. They have different music playlists, and it's important to find someone that you vibe with and you like their music. It will really pump you up and make you excited for the workout. And I love that, even if you're a beginner, you can still start and feel confident, and they have really, really great people instructing and just different types of rides.
My in-laws are obsessed with Peloton. My sisters-in-law will always talk about it and talk about their instructors, which class they did together. I love that you can also be motivated by others while you're doing it, because that is the downfall of doing workouts at home by yourself. If you're just like, oh, no one's paying attention, but Peloton is the best mix of both worlds. You get to have privacy, but you're also part of a community. Peloton Entertainment keeps you moving, so you can also watch your favorite TV shows and live sports too as you ride. Perfect for those days when you don't want to miss a thing. So wherever you're starting, get moving with a Peloton bike or Bike Plus rental at www.onepeloton.com/bike/rentals. Terms apply. Go check it out.
It's spacious too. I actually don't have it, but it looks spacious.
You've
I
seen
saw it
it.
on your TikTok.
Yeah.
It's a good.
I can't even imagine just casually grocery shopping there. Like people
That's
who
what we
were
go
saying.
there and like actually do their grocery shopping for the week.
No, you don't.
That's crazy.
Oh yes, of course. A lot of people like I only know a few personally.
Yeah.
Like it's a myth actually.
Yeah, an urban myth.
No, but I've only ever been there for like specialty items where it's like, okay, let's try this
food,
smoothie
yeah.
and let's get a few snacks and
Yeah.
like
Yes.
a dessert that we've been wanting to try, you know, and
Yeah.
that's still going to be $100. Like I can't even fathom actually doing your grocery shopping. I think it would
literally.
actually
Getting
be
six
$600.
apples.
Like, oh,
No.
I'm looking to make a chili tonight.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm going to go to Erewhon.
Yeah.
No, you have to get like the chili that they made, and it's in the glass jar, and it costs you like probably how much? $30 for that little jar. Like,
Probably.
Probably more
I
than
really
that.
loved the beverage area though, like all the juices. I
know.
got like a chocolate almond milk. I can't wait to enjoy
Yeah.
later. Like
All their little desserts and the
Yeah.
little colds.
Brooke was
in the-
shook. Brooke was shook. That rhymed. She didn't know they had desserts.
I thought it was too healthy
So
for dessert.
good.
I thought that it was going to be like true pinnacle of health and wellness, and it definitely is. Like
Yeah.
they have like the healthier versions of everything, but they had chocolate cake.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
it's
they
still
had
yeah.
the cake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was probably
Is it
like
flourless?
gluten-free.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess so. But I thought that it was going to be like true. But the fruits and everything just
The
looks.
produce.
It's like
Did you try the
Gorgeous.
buffalo cauliflower?
No,
that
is that in the hot
sounds
section?
amazing.
The hot bar?
Really good.
You guys
Yeah.
need
We were really
try it.
intimidated by the hot section. Everyone like knew it. Oh, you take that. I'll take that. We're like, I don't know what I
Yeah.
want.
Yeah, the pre-prepared like it was ready to grab. It was a little more
Yeah.
We got
approachable.
sushi. It was,
Yeah.
it was good.
Did you guys get smoothies?
No.
Do you like the Hailey Bieber smoothie or any of these smoothies?
It's so good.
I love
Hailey
Hailey
Bieber
Bieber.
smoothie is so good.
What would you like compare it to? Like, is it fruity?
It's fruity. I actually saw
Creamy.
this TikTok. It was like
Creamy
when
and
I find
fruity.
out there's like, okay, this is alleged. I don't remember how many grams of sugar, but it was like there's like 50 grams of sugar in it or something. Like that's why it's so good.
But it's from fruit.
well, yeah, it's mostly fruit. But it has a lot of like it has some of those health
They put the
ingredients like
tincture
sea
in.
moss,
Like
in the tincture,
collagen.
yeah, collagen
Okay.
or hyaluronic, whatever. But truly, it does taste delicious. It's like kind
is.
of a treat-ish.
Is
It's
that
very
protein in it? Is
sweet.
it filling?
I don't think it has
Not
protein.
protein.
So it's a fun drink.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good.
I like a
But I
smoothie
mean-
that like satisfies you.
Yeah.
Like it's not just like, okay, this is a company. I mean, I never wanted to replace my meal, but it's nice when you're like, okay, that was like worth the
Yeah.
$20.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
Like,
especially
I
if you're
did
gonna
that.
be full.
Yeah.
Well, they
Exactly.
also have a soft serve now, version.
I need to try
Of
that.
like it's a little different, but it's also really good.
That sounds
so that's even more of a treat. But
Yum.
yeah, the hot bar and the smoothie section are like the main. I feel like
we did it wrong.
the tourist attraction.
those are the attractions at least that
It was
people will
such a
go
long
to.
line, and we had literally came from the airport.
Yeah.
For the smoothies specifically.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
it would
know.
take. It takes a while.
Yeah, no, it was fun. And the supplements area, like all the symbiotica you were saying. and, like,
Yes.
I feel like I want to transform my life after like going to that store.
Yeah,
I know.
you're like, oh, I guess I'll start. What is the CMOS thing
CMOS, I was going to say
everyone's
the CMOS section. Ugh.
doing? Yeah.
Do you guys feel like what is the health and wellness scene like in New York?
That's a good
In
question.
comparison,
It's
would you say?
different than here. I feel like it's more like on the weekdays, people are into it. On the weekends, people just like, we love pizza. Like there's so much to eat. Like, I don't know, not even the sense of food, but just like, you know what I'm, do you know
Oh,
what I'm trying to say?
totally,
Like it's
totally.
more about balance.
I was going to
Whereas
say
here,
it's something called balance. That
Yeah.
no, and I don't mean
we
that in a
don't-
negative
Well,
way.
there's totally a huge like restaurant scene here, but in New York, I feel like you collectively you
It, like,
revolve
revolves
your day
around it.
around like going out to eat,
Yeah.
like dinner or like it, or on the weekends or whatever it is. Like that's a thing.
Yeah.
So I feel it's more workouts versus like here. I feel like it's like get your CMOS, get your that. Like
Yeah,
that
I
exists
think
in
that's
here.
the
I was going to
biggest
say
difference.
health and wellness seeps into every aspect in LA. I feel like even
Yeah.
if you go out for dinner, it's like, oh, this pizza's gluten free. I didn't even
Yeah.
know. They don't
Yeah.
even give you the options. Like oat milk is now the go-to.
Really?
You
That's the
ask for
standard.
oat milk and it's like, yeah, that's what's already in it.
Yeah. A lot of times.
New Yorker
Their
never,
jaws
they're
drop.
like,
No,
whole milk okay?
I
Yeah.
need my cream.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Do you guys drink dairy milk?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't for a while, and then I was like, wait, why? It wasn't ruining anything for me.
Yes.
I
You
kinda
got
feel like that.
gaslit into
We all
thinking.
decided to stop drinking regular milk unless you have problems. But I wasn't having stomach problems. I wasn't having
Yeah.
skin problems. So I was like,
Yeah.
why am I
am
drinking
so,
soy milk?
I will literally eat like a mozzarella sticks and an extra large cheese pizza and be like, please, my oat milk latte. Like,
That's brilliant.
And if it has whole milk, I'm like,
Can you
Whipped
make it
cream,
again?
but
Yeah.
almond milk. Like
Yeah.
that's what I make a coffee and it's like a milkshake.
yeah. It has. I'm so weird about that. I'm
We
like,
get used to
clearly.
the taste too. Maybe like
I
the
think
taste.
that's what it is. I think at this point, I actually enjoy the taste of oat milk in
Yeah.
lattes.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's funny. That's a
Sweet.
funny thing about. Truly, there are a few places that you go that we go at least where I'll ask for oat milk and they're like, that's what's in it. Like you have to like. I almost think maybe even. I don't know if you have to pay extra, but like to get whole milk, it's like a
Like,
a
oh.
change.
Oh, that's they're like, oh my gosh, we have to pull it out of the bag.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord, right the sirens.
Literally.
go.
Get the cow.
Like, yes,
Yeah.
person wants whole milk.
Shocking.
my
Bring the
God.
cow out.
Yeah,
Literally
bring
a
them out. Like a
shameful
camera crew
thing.
comes out, they're like, shame.
Literally, it is
It's true.
different. I do miss New York though.
We saw you in New York. Was that the last
Yeah,
time
it
you were
was
there?
Yeah.
Or two times
That was
ago?
maybe 2 times ago, but that was a while ago.
Yeah, that was a really long time ago. New York also doesn't have like the sun lifes and the like. We have a few like
Yeah.
quick. I just feel like you guys have
So many different
fast, healthy
variations.
foods.
Yeah.
I know.
Mhm.
like we don't have a lot. I mean, we have like kava and sweet green, but like
Those are like
This
bowls,
stuff.
true. I'm
Yeah.
talking like you're drinking like a delicious matcha smoothies, like
it's like
yes.
really good ingredients. Like I
Yeah.
feel like like it's good that you're putting into your body. Whereas New York, there's like, I mean, I love Juice Generation. I literally my smoothie every day, but it's not like this.
Yeah.
But I think
Yeah.
that's the biggest difference. That's an interesting question.
Yeah.
You guys have had your podcast for like 6 years.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm going on a different tangent. What made you decide to start a podcast? We wanted to like get into the
Oh.
nitty gritty of it. This is kind of an annoying question. It's like, how did you start?
Yeah.
But I just want like a brief,
Yes.
like
Give
what
it
made you,
elevator.
what was the thing where you're like, wait, we should start a podcast together?
And how long had you been friends before you started the podcast? Like how many years?
A long time. So we were friends for
We always look at each other like, oh,
Yeah.
babe, like
yeah. Well, we met when
What was it
I
when you
was, like,
first laid
15,
eyes
and
on
then
me?
we started.
yeah, literally.
We had been friends for like 6 or 7 years at that point,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a minute. And then we went to school together for 1 year college. So like we got even closer, I would say, that year.
Yeah.
But we were already like very good friends.
Yeah.
So then, I mean, it's a debate. Like, was it someone that told us? But then we kind of came up with the
Well, I think we were already thinking about basically long
Like a
story
manager
short.
or something?
No, my
An
ex-boyfriend.
ex-boyfriend.
Oh. He was like,
Oh.
you guys should start a podcast. But I think we had already been thinking about it. But it definitely got the ball rolling. But I think we just have good banter. And I think everyone in our life was like, you guys should do something together collaboratively. You both have your YouTube channels. And so we did it.
Yeah. And it's completely separate than our YouTube. Like we
Yeah.
were
And you
like,
were
this is
both
perfect.
YouTubers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you met, you were too.
Yeah, that's how we met.
That's how we met.
I cannot
originally.
believe you were that young and you were YouTubers.
That's
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
babies on the internet.
Like YouTube in a way. Just
Oh
so
my
much on the
gosh.
internet.
Do you feel like that? This is a stupid question because it's just obviously the answer is yes. Like, do you feel like that has altered your brain chemistry? Like, being online for that long and growing up like that? Like, that is
Yeah.
very. I feel like even for me, I feel that way. And I started more, I guess, when I was like 18, which is very different than like 14.
Now,
But still, like, I even sometimes think of that where I'm like, oh my gosh, my whole 20s, like, I've been online. I haven't ever had like a normal job. Like, it just like, have you guys ever had retail jobs and stuff? Okay.
I had like a few jobs. Like, I worked at like an ice cream shop, like those kind of jobs. And then I had a like corporate job just for a very short stint, but I did. So,
okay.
But yeah, so I guess it's cool because I could like see sort of both sides. But even by being online, my corporate life was like impacted, or even my like working in an ice cream shop, because it was like people came in and they're like, oh, that's the girl that does YouTube in our high school, or like even my corporate job, people were like, we were just watching your videos. I'm like, this is a corporate office, people. Shut up. Like,
shut up.
Yeah.
Nothing scarier than someone acknowledging your social media presence in person.
Actually, I don't do that at all.
I was literally at like a family dinner and they're like, I watched your video. I'm like, and I'm gonna stop you there.
We're just gonna.
You don't know me on the internet.
Montana life, okay? I'm Miley Cyrus right now.
We pretend it doesn't exist.
Yeah, you're putting it into the void. Like when someone makes it real, you're like, ugh.
Yeah.
You saw that?
No, it's so true.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't think anyone saw that.
It's so true.
It's fake.
Yeah. But we have been online for a very, very long time. And I definitely agree.
It was different though. Like back then there was like I feel like a
more
few
wholesome.
And now it's like we're at Air One and everyone's vlogging, you know? So I feel like if we started at a time where we were still like really trying to remain like in our normal life. We really didn't want to talk about it in public.
Yeah.
Maybe you guys first too when you started. It's just like, I don't really, even today we're at the dry bar and they're like, what do you guys have going on? We're like, oh, work. Like, I don't know why. You just like don't want to talk about it.
Why is it like,
I don't know why.
literally embarrassing. Like, I don't want it to be like that.
Like, we're so proud. All of us are so proud.
But it is this weird.
Once they start asking like, what do you do for work? You're like,
a little like marketing, like
it depends. How much time you got?
No, because then they just have lots of questions. Like, oh, you should follow me. Like, it's just like, we're all networking together, which is fine. But
of course, I start perceiving myself then too. I'm like, what is my like when my boyfriend talks about me? Like, what does he say to? He meets people. What does he say? I do. I'm like, oh my gosh, how? Oh, she's an influencer. I'm like, I cringe.
Well, I hate that it is cringy.
Imagine upgrading your wardrobe with luxury essentials at unbeatable prices. And that's why we love Quince. I'm sure you've heard about Quince before. Maybe you've seen them on social media, people sharing their favorite sweaters from there or something, but it is here to transform the way you shop with a range of high quality items priced within reach. Just the best of both worlds. And they have the cutest stuff. One of my favorite sweaters that I wear all the time, it's like a white crew neck sweater, is from Quince, and I get so many compliments on it, and it feels so luxury, but it is so affordable. They have 100% Mongolian cashmere sweaters for $50, organic cotton sweaters, washable silk tops, and timeless 14 karat gold jewelry. I got Case a little cashmere set. They have some kid stuff that are really, really cute. They also have home stuff as well. I've gotten some napkins from there just to like put on when I have people over for dinner or something like that. That just elevates the whole vibe. And the best part, all Quince items are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. So you're getting quite the bang for your buck.
I have 2 different silk skirts from Quince that I really love. I have like a champagne colored one that's kind of more maxi midi vibes. And then I have a mini skirt that's black, and it's so comfy and feels very, very high quality. So by partnering directly with top factories, Quince cuts out the cost of the middleman and passes the savings on to us, which is amazing. And Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices and premium fabrics and finishes, which we love. So indulge in affordable luxury. Go to quince.com/whatwesaid for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That is QUINCE.com/whatwesaid to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/whatwesaid. To be called, like, I hate that I think it's cringy that I'm an influencer, because it really is like, I almost think, not to get like too deep and, into like misogyny right now, but it's like, it really is so incredible that so many women that I know are like running these businesses and they're the breadwinners. And like, I am so proud of that. I think it's so amazing. And I almost feel like we've gotten tricked into being like influencer, like so cringy, because it's usually female dominated. And it kind of like makes me want to push back a little bit and be like, wait, we need to like reclaim just, I don't know, that it's like a really, it's not a cringy thing. It's like,
be proud.
It's very, it's very, all the influencers that I know, I'm so impressed by and inspired by them. So I'm like, we need to like
change that.
Maybe not be, but I literally am embarrassed. So that's why I'm saying that, because I feel dumb when I'm like, I'm an influencer. I'm like, oh, I don't want to, like, even I said that recently and the person I said it to was like, oh, that word is like, so And I was like, yeah, it is. But I don't
like it. Sometimes we'll say we're podcasters.
Yeah. Content creator, but then you're like, they're like, what content?
I think is the best.
Podcaster,
the most respectable, maybe.
I like saying podcasts.
But see, is it because there's a lot of male podcasters?
Stop.
This is so deep. Yeah, you're so right. Because it was originally like male, like
maybe.
Oh my god.
But then the worst one, they're like I have a question. When people ask you what we said is about, what do you say?
We usually say it's a lifestyle podcast. That's what I say.
That's what we
like,
say.
It depends on who's asking. If it's a guy, I like try and shut it down immediately because I'm like, you will not be interested.
Yeah,
like,
it's not your
what's it
demo.
about? I'm like, it's girl talk.
don't even listen ever.
Yeah.
Actually, please don't.
Yeah, you won't get it. I'll say girl talk, lifestyle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny
What do you guys say?
Same thing. I always say to Brooke, I'm like, we need a pitch. We need like a go-to.
You guys probably somewhere like we're best friends.
Yeah.
We talk about stories from our lives, but then also lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's just so interesting when I hear about other podcasts, I don't immediately say like, oh, what's it about? Like I could just tell what the vibe is immediately.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't have to be. I think I'm just self-conscious about it. Like, sorry, it's not educational per se.
I know.
But like people do learn stuff. We give our favorites. We give our recs.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys too get a lot of like boyfriends though, or like husbands or something that are like, oh, they listen because of their or they listen together or something, and I'm like, I'm so sorry. And like, no, it's entertaining. It's fun.
There's I know it's always surprising. Even at live shows, I'm sure you guys have like the token boyfriends who come along.
Oh my god, I love them.
Some of them are like. There have been a few where we're like, like
you need to leave immediately.
You need to leave, like you're not getting it.
Yeah.
But most of them are just so nice and like, I listened to the podcast too. Like she taught me this and that, and I'm like, this is everything. Yeah. So we love a supportive king.
No, it's the sweetest when they're like, oh yeah, like I know your boyfriend from your videos. Like I think I'd be friends with him, you know?
Yeah,
I
love that.
Or when they like we do meet and greets after and like the guy will come and we take a picture of the girl and they're like, do you want? And he's like, okay, I'll get the photo.
So cute. I love it so much.
I know, it's so sweet.
Yeah.
Are you guys doing any more live shows right now?
Well,
wait, am I okay? Am I okay?
Not right
live
now.
from the hospital.
Dumb question.
Virtual
No,
live
we
show.
would love to. Yeah, I mean,
you just
tour
did
was so
some,
fun.
that's what I was
Yeah,
thinking about,
how
like
was your
last
guys'
year.
tour?
It was so fun.
We loved it. Yeah, and now we're gonna take because we want it to be like a different show. Not every time, not every single, but like different tours, kind of.
Yeah.
So we're gonna take a break now, and then like we'll start up with another new material, I guess,
fun.
if you will.
Yeah,
Do you
it's
guys feel that way?
It's so fun. Yeah, definitely. I think even like regardless of us being pregnant, it's kind of nice to have like a bit of a break from the shows to like recoup and
you get the creative juices again.
Have you seen? You guys know Canceled podcast?
Yes.
Have you seen that they're on tour?
Yes.
I have been like trying to wrap my brain around like how many
Their
shows they're
schedule.
doing, and I'm like, wait.
I don't.
I know
understand.
that like artists do this. I know that comedians do that, but I'm like, just the effort that it takes, like touring, and we did not even that many shows. Like we did one time, we did 2 in one night, and we were like, we'll never do that again. Like it was so
draining.
It was so draining because we did meet and greets too.
Oh my gosh.
And for their sake, not like, oh, it was so hard, but it's like
You want to give everybody a great show.
Yes.
Yeah. You want fresh energy.
Yeah.
You want to be like, it was also just that was like our worst show, not in terms of the people that came, but like the people who were running it. There was a lot of mishaps.
Production.
So I think it was just a lot of things compiled that was like, oh, that was like a stressful night. But I've seen them talking about like, oh yeah, we do 2 shows a night, like back to back to back, like
back-to-back nights. We've never done back-to-back nights
I'm
either.
like, oh my gosh,
We've
that
been
is
asked to do that, and we're like, nope, no.
I need a day.
Yeah.
crazy
Especially
how
if
much
you're traveling.
We've done the back-to-back nights. Like when we did Texas, we did Austin.
Yeah,
like
we've done
Dallas, and we
back-to-back
drove to
nights, but
Austin. But we were like, even that is like definitely because
You're saying you did 2 in one night.
Yeah, that's
we did 2 in
crazy.
one night, but we also did New York back to back, I think.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Sorry. I mean, like, different places. Like where it's not like we're traveling that morning and then the next night.
We arrived.
Yeah, we did that once. I see what you're saying. Yeah, that was
Chicago.
tough.
We did 2 shows, 2 different venues. I guess like 2 different nights.
Yeah.
It's not ideal because it's you want to sleep in and maybe explore the city a little if you're traveling.
It made me like we are obviously not Taylor Swift, but I'm like, wow.
I don't know how she.
I know.
I can't comprehend
7
it.
nights. She didn't she do 7 nights in LA or something crazy?
Something like that.
So many.
I know so many artists do that, like back to back to back for like months, and like they'll be on a tour bus, and I'm just like, am I a baby? Like,
You know what
it was insane.
Sorry
Well,
to
we
interrupt.
probably are, but
What I will say is with music, it's amazing because they know they're singing the same songs every night in the dances, and they still talk, and it's a lot of energy. But I feel like with the live shows, you want to give something unique.
Yeah.
Each one. So it's like,
Fresh.
okay, I got it. Because it's not script. I'm sure your guys' isn't scripted.
Yeah.
So you're like, okay, I got to like do that again.
It's like improv for
It's
an
improv.
hour.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas at least like, you have the same songs. every night.
Mhm.
Not discrediting at all, but I think that's where it's different.
Yeah.
Would you guys, were you like nervous to do the tour in the first place, or were you like, this will be so fun?
Like, for your first
for your
show.
first live show, were you like, wait,
I mean, we were
terrified.
shaking in our boots, but I think we were so
night of.
excited. The night of. But I feel like beforehand, like, did you guys ever do like meet and greets? Like, we used to do so many meet and greets when we were younger.
No.
Like meetups is what we would
Not
call
really.
them.
Like literally in parks.
No.
I mean, we
And
would
it was
never
like the
know because
YouTube
it's
thing.
like you can't just be like, come meet me at the park. Like that's not
but
safe.
we used to do that.
No, I know.
We'd be like, meet up in front of this statue in Central Park, straight up. And people would
Like,
come.
and we were like 15. Like what?
Our parents,
Please?
no, I'm like
Seriously?
so serious. So we already like were so
I'll be
familiar
here
with that.
unchaperoned.
Yes, please at this exact time and place, come find me. Like,
Where
Here's
is
a
this?
picture of me. This is what I'm wearing.
yep.
So
You know
many.
everything about my life.
You could never know. I mean,
No.
yeah.
We have some with like basketball courts in the background, like photos of us with followers. Like
Yeah.
we're literally at the parks in New York.
But did you guys ever do any kind of performing before, like
I guess
theater
theater
or
growing
dancing?
up.
Theater,
Oh,
yeah.
you did.
Yeah,
Okay.
that helps.
together.
That helps.
Yeah.
That helps.
Were you
As
guys
if
really nervous?
Chelsea wasn't. I was. So our first live. Well, I don't want to speak for you, but I'm just saying. I feel like you've
Yeah.
always had like the confidence
Faith
in
in
us.
us.
Yeah, and I was like,
Aw.
I'm terrified. Like, I get so nervous to. The only experience I really have on stage, well, I guess, would be to dance. I never got super
Dance
nervous
is
to
different.
dance.
Yeah, because it's not like your personality.
But like singing on stage, I was always like, ugh, like I would get so nervous for stuff like that. And so we did we planned our first live show, and we had like two of our friends as guests who are also influencers. And Chelsea was like, yeah, for our next one, like we could do just us. And I was like, absolutely not. Like we need someone to we need to have conversation to bounce off of. Like, what are we just us two up there? I was like, I'm terrified. And she was like, JC, we do that every week. And I'm like, I know, but in front of a crowd, like, and so I was really nervous. Like I remember I was like gripping Chelsea's hand. Like we are not touchy. And I literally was like holding her hands. I was like, I'm so scared. And then once we got up there, I was like, that was the best night of my life. Like that was so fun. I literally like my nerves completely went away. It was so fun. And I feel like you're just very comfortable too.
Well,
On stage,
I had
so.
done singing, and I remember I was always so nervous to sing on stage, and I would do like shows for a while. I was like doing music, and the thing that I loved the most was talking in between the songs. Like I would be nervous to sing because it's like, what if I mess up a note? What if I do this? But then in between the songs, like when you're just like talking to the crowd, I loved that. So I was like, this is literally just the best part of what I used to, actually like about it. So I was like, oh, we got this.
I think what I was most scared of for live shows was like, I feel like obviously Chelsea and I have like great banter and stuff. I wasn't
There's
worried
just no
about
cushion
that.
if you don't have other people.
Yeah, but I was like, there's just no cushion. And also like, am I going to make funny comments when I'm on stage in front of
literally.
500
Yeah.
people? Or am I
feel
going to
that.
freeze
I'm
up
trying.
and just be like, say something cringy and no one laughs, and then I'm going to like be
they
even
react
more
in person.
scared.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I think I was just, honestly, I feel like our audience is like, I don't want to say they're easily impressed, but like,
No, they're just happy to be there.
I was like, oh, okay, like I forgot that they're here for us.
They know
They
us.
like us
Yes.
and they know us. So it's not like I'm speaking to a random group of people
It's
who have
true.
never. I think if I was speaking in front of like 500 random people, I'd be like, I'm terrified.
Yeah.
But after the first show, I was like, oh, I forgot they like know us.
They're literally there for you. No,
Exactly.
our parents
always
came
we
to
have
a
the
lot.
best support system too, so that helps because they're hyping us up backstage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, it's great. They're great.
I know.
Like
We ask them for feedback every time. We're like, please give us notes. Like, literally perfect. Girls. We're like, oh my god, again.
because they'll give us notes sometimes though. So I'm like, okay, that was a good
I
one.
know.
Yeah.
So then we're like, but the notes are like minute. Like it's
Yeah,
like
yeah, they're not like
maybe like make this transition. Like it's not
Yeah.
anything. They're not.
That's
really
so
giving
nice.
us
yeah.
It
too
is
deep.
really
We love it.
nice.
It's
I
like
know.
a dream for us. I feel like to do that and to be able to connect with that many people. And I
Best.
feel
Yeah.
like it would be really hard to run a meetup for like 500 people or something. So
Yeah.
it's like it's a really efficient way to like get everybody in a room and like
Yeah.
connect and
Yeah.
For sure.
It
And
is
I
so
think it's
nice.
credit to both of our audiences too, because if you were to have an audience that just is not the vibe or the just not welcoming, it's we probably wouldn't be having fun. But because the people that listen, it's like, oh, you're the same as us. You get our jokes. You understand. You think you like the same things that we do. So it's just like this whole room of these girls that just get it.
Just like the
Yeah.
best
It's like a
friends,
convention.
literally. Just Thrive is one of our favorite sponsors. It's something that is incorporated into both Chelsea and my routine. We've gotten friends and family hooked on it. They have their Just Thrive probiotic. They have a gummy version of it now too, which is really nice for, especially the beginning of my pregnancy. I just wasn't really in the mood to be taking like a pill or like a capsule of something. And so the gummies taste really good and it's the same formula. They also have a new stress soothing formula called Just Calm, because stress can make a mess of your digestion and your immune system, but you can say goodbye to frazzled nerves and hello to a steady, serene, more relaxed you. Just Calm's proprietary mood-lifting blend is clinically proven to help you relax and breathe a little easier in as little as 4 weeks. Also, their Just Thrive probiotic is a spore probiotic, which we did a whole episode with the co-founder, and she explained all about gut health. It's a super informative episode if you're interested. It's one of our top episodes, but their probiotic banishes bloat and constipation, so your gut can produce more serotonin, which is your happy hormone. Plus, it supports better sleep, so you can wake up feeling refreshed and revitalized.
With Just Calm and Just Thrive probiotic, you'll have the ultimate stress-fighting duo to help you with the day every day. So right now, when you go to justthrivehealth.com and use the promo code What We Said, you can get 20% off a 90-day bottle of Just Thrive probiotic and Just Calm. That's like getting a month for free.
That's justthrivehealth.com and use promo code What We Said. Take control today with Just Thrive. Go check it out. And you feel so comfortable when you're like, I'm literally in a room with my friends. Like, they're not here to like criticize. They're just like here to have fun.
For sure.
And they've always been. We've had great crowds. Like, it has been so fun.
Yeah.
We'll have to like come to each other's shows
Yes,
someday.
I know.
Like, if
Me
you guys
too.
did you do an LA show?
No.
Okay.
It's on our list.
Yeah, when you come to LA,
Yeah,
we
Where
have
did
to
you
go.
did you do one here?
Yeah.
We did at the Improv.
How's that? We did a few
was
improvs in
good.
other cities.
It was
Yeah.
really fun.
Cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
I kind of like those more
Intimate.
It's like
Crowd.
comedy club vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like those venues a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What we would do if we came over, like an intimate vibe. We're like nervous that no one watches us over here.
I know. I feel like we don't want it to be a
Oh.
flop. We get nervous that because
Yeah.
you don't
Stop.
really know. That's
We've, like,
also the thing.
Do you guys, when you pick your cities, like, is these just cities you guys want to go to, or do you talk to people and they suggest?
It's usually our top, like,
It's like
Analytics.
analytics wise too.
Yeah.
Like, we'll be like, okay, here are the cities. But some have surprised. Like, I remember when we went to Dallas, it was like one of our biggest crowds. We were
Yeah.
like, oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. We
Yeah.
just didn't realize that
That was
people
also
in
Chicago. Well, we knew.
Yeah.
We had a
yeah,
feeling,
Chicago,
but
yeah.
I feel like
no, it
Chicago
sold out in
girls
like 5
come out.
minutes.
I mean, I'm sure you guys maybe had been to Chicago before, but when there's cities that like you've just never been to, even you're like, wait, people here that I've never met like know who I am and want to come like watch us podcast live. Like, it's so confusing because in LA or even in Orange County, we're like, oh, of course, like our friends, family, people
Yeah.
who know us.
We
Yeah,
get
that makes
people
sense.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Then you go
probably
to a
meet-
random city, like I've never been here, and there's people coming to
Totally.
see me.
I know.
What?
and I'm sure you meet people like daily basis, like on the street or something, who are like, oh, I listen to your podcast or something. So
Yeah,
you
like,
make
I'm
you feel a little
coming
more
tonight.
secure.
in your vicinity
Yeah.
where you're like,
Yes.
yeah, okay, people, I could probably get 100 people to come.
Yeah, yeah.
Hopefully.
I probably
That's
get
what I
it.
felt
Yeah.
about New York, but everywhere else we were like, well, this is like rolling the dice
Yeah.
right
Yeah,
now.
I
have no
I was just
idea.
wondering because we literally are just like, we want to go there. I mean, we look at comments and analytics,
Feedback
but a lot
of
of
what
times
people
we're like, I think we have a good feeling about that, and we've been wrong about stuff. Not in the sense of the crowd, but like maybe it didn't fully sell out
Yeah.
or something like that. We're
Yes.
like, oh, okay.
It is a complete dice roll. I feel like even just with numbers, like it is so hard to actually visualize. Like when you're
Yeah.
podcasting and you're just like right now it's just us four, it's like so hard to understand that people are, for me at
Listening.
least, like it cannot connect in my brain that people will be listening to this. And like
Yeah.
it's so I think when we first were like, oh, Dear Media was like, oh, let's do a tour. I'm like, who? What? With who? Like, who's watching? Like,
It's
what?
really so sweet.
Because it's just
so
like
many fans.
it's so like
I know,
surreal to be
it's
like,
crazy.
oh, there's actually real
You guys are very
people.
humble. Just like, I
Yeah.
mean, you guys are like a huge
no, when we told
podcast.
people,
just,
we're like,
like,
people know you
seriously.
guys. Yeah.
Oh well, that's nice.
That is nice.
I feel the
No,
same way
seriously.
about you guys.
Oh.
They say I feel the same way about us.
So
I'm like, I feel the
nice.
same way.
Thank you.
Very famous.
We are huge.
Yes,
So
thank you.
famous.
We are celebrities. Yes.
Yes, thank you. Yes.
Well, we had our audience write in, so we do an advice column every month, and we
Sick.
wanted to do this with you guys to
my
do
gosh.
some like kind
Ready.
of big sister-esque advice.
Girly things, like, kind of going off what we talked about on your podcast a
Really
bit. You guys need to go
Love.
listen to the episode we did on theirs because we got
Extra
down and
content.
dirty.
Yeah.
we did.
literally
Yeah, we
in the
did.
shower.
And we're ready to get
Dirty.
even dirtier.
Literally
Okay,
messy.
I'm gonna read mine first.
Perfect.
I'm 25 years old and I've never been to the gynecologist. Do I need to go? What would they do?
That's the whole message.
Yeah. What would they do? I'm
would
trying
they do
to
if I went?
comprehend
Like,
when you go for the first time.
I think I was 18
Is it just usually when you become sexually active, they say to go?
You
or is there
should
an
go
age?
then. And then I feel like there's an age. And
Okay.
I thought that it was like 21 or 22.
I thought so too. It was like 21 or 22.
Because you were sexually active.
Oh,
We're like, because
I guess.
Yeah.
telling on yourself. You're like, I started going at a
you're like,
very young age.
No.
Yeah, that's so interesting.
I went like before I went to college. My mom was like, I don't need to know what you're getting into, but like I want to take you,
Yeah.
you know, to the
She
whatever.
said what?
She's like, I don't need to know what you're getting into, but like I'm gonna take you.
Oh.
It's very important to go. I will, even if you're not
Yes. I
think
sexually
it's
active,
really
like for real.
important.
Yeah.
It's the only way.
Especially if you're 25. I feel like it's good. Also, I think what
Definitely.
they do is like a pap smear. They might just check to make sure everything's good down there.
Breast exam,
They might
very
not
important.
do too many
Yeah.
things though.
The first time I went, I think maybe I don't know how old I was. Anyways, I remember it wasn't like the full thing, and she was like, "Okay," and then next year
Yeah.
we'll do the full feet in the stirrups. And
Yes.
it's a little uncomfortable, but if you have, what I do is I just talk to her. I'm like, "Talk to me, like let's talk about my day." And then they just pull it, this like liquid out, and they test it, and it's really good. I mean, transparently, one time there was like a little imbalance, so I had to like take some vitamins,
Yeah.
and now I'm good.
Yeah.
But it's good to do.
I feel
Yeah.
like it's also never too late. Like I don't want her to feel dumb. You know, sometimes
No,
I,
no.
I
yeah,
feel like
sometimes
when
you
you
just don't know.
yeah, sometimes
Yeah,
you
but
or you
definitely-
put things off. Like
The dentist when
you
you're older.
literally haven't been to the dentist
Yeah.
in 2 years. So
No,
that's
I
me
mean,
currently.
I'm like terrified of the primary doctor. I don't go every year. I
I
like
Yeah.
go to the
know.
gynecologist, I go to the dentist, but I don't. You know, it's like
Yeah.
We talk about this all the time that no one, like you become an adult and no one tells you to do these
Yeah.
things. So
Yep.
you almost have to, like, we didn't know.
You're like,
to
the
go for
dentist
skin
every
checks.
6
You gotta
months?
do that.
Yeah, skin
The
checks.
dentist, 6
Skin
months is
check.
crazy.
Crazy. I'm like, it's already been 6 months.
blink
I'll get a
and-
text from them. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
let's postpone that. I'm not ready.
I know.
Yeah,
I was like, I was
literally.
just there.
yeah.
Yeah. And if you have a chatty dentist, I'm like, I don't have new material yet.
no,
No,
literally.
100%.
Not when they're also like literally putting stuff in your mouth. They're like, "How was your day?" I'm like, "Ma'am,
No, I went to the
Yeah.
I can't speak to
chiropractor
you.
and he's so sweet, but he was literally cracking the heck out of my neck and my back, like literally putting all of his weight. And he was asking me questions, and I'm like, "Oh, I have this." I'm like, "Okay, can we talk after?" Like,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to relax and trying not to think about you snapping my neck. Like, let me just
yeah,
chill
sorry, you're
for a
supposed to
second.
like exhale. You're not supposed to be like
Yeah.
holding your breath or talking. You're supposed to
Yeah,
like
How's your day?"
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it's never
Aw.
too late to make an appointment for
No.
the gyno. And you know what? Now that we're saying that, it's like it would be good to have on your calendar, like at the beginning of the year and mid-year, to like remind yourself to make those appointments that are
Yeah.
annoying.
Yeah.
I don't do that, but I should because
Brooke
I feel
always
like
does hers at
do
the
you?
beginning of the
Yeah, I
year.
tried it in the beginning of the or make the appointment because sometimes it's 3 months to get an appointment. So like I'm
Right.
just
That's
now
the thing.
going in March or whatever. But
That's the weird thing
yeah.
about doctors.
Yeah.
I know. But go on ZocDoc also. I think the
Love
key
ZocDoc.
with
I love
the
ZocDoc.
yeah, and find a good doctor. Like I feel like you don't just have to settle and like be like, oh, I'll just go to this one that's available. Like,
Yeah.
you know, go to the one that has good reviews that makes you feel
Yeah.
comfortable. That's a really important one to make sure you have a good
Comfortable.
doctor that you feel comfortable with.
Especially a lady doctor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're
Yes.
definitely up in your business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want
Yeah.
to feel good.
And it's
You wanna feel
empowering.
safe.
It's about
Yeah.
women's health. They also
Yes.
will like check around, feel you to make
Mhm.
sure there's nothing like alarming in that sense, and they just make you feel so good. And it's just a ton of women in there. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. I love that. I need to make some appointments.
You got enough appointments.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was
true.
gonna
I'm
say,
like,
how many
I guess-
What do you mean?
You're getting
Like,
checked down there enough.
No, you
Yeah.
know what? I was already thinking about how like I need to once I'm not pregnant anymore. I was thinking like, okay, I need to make a dentist appointment. Like I was thinking about that recently about the appointments thing. It's like
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's
sometimes
really
you
not
want
fun.
to no.
I know. I
I just put it off.
My dentist was like, "Oh, come back soon. Like it's been 6 months." And I was like, "Oh, I'm pregnant." And they're like, "You can still come when you're pregnant." I'm like, I don't think so.
I wait enough waiting
Yeah, I
room.
think
Yeah.
I'll wait.
I think I'll wait. The
Yeah.
cavities can wait. I think.
Okay. I'm genuinely repulsed by every man I see, and I'm
Oh, no.
only attracted to fictional men. I don't know what it means. Please help.
Because they're not real. Because they're so perfect. Because real men aren't like storybook written. I feel
That was
like
deep.
Yeah, dang.
I know.
Mic drop.
I know.
Yeah,
It's
no.
true. No, like reading a book, like a
Like a romance
Romance
yeah,
novel.
novels
romantic,
really-
like a
Or
rom com,
Screw you
fantasy
over.
or any where they're the hero
yeah,
and you're like
those are never gonna be
Those were
realistic.
written
Cause
by women.
relationship problems. I swear. Like you're like, why is this guy doing absolutely everything for us? Because a woman wrote it.
Yeah,
That'll do it.
I'm
Have you
dead
read
as
a
she's
book
only
about
attracted-
about a man written by a man? It's not the same
Yep.
as a man written
Yeah,
by a woman.
no.
I don't even
it's
think
totally-
I have. Like now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, all of the books I read are
Yeah.
written by
Unless
women.
they're nonfiction, like
Yeah.
of help.
Yeah.
like any book. I swear. Who are your asking for a friend? if someone, you're both readers, right?
Brooke more than me.
Brooke more? Okay.
Yeah.
If you had someone come to you and say, I'm in a reading slump, I haven't read in 3 months, what book would you recommend to them to get back into it? I know everyone's taste is different.
Yeah. I mean,
maybe like a basic girl like me who reads like.
Did you ever read Last
Colleen Hoover.
Mrs. Parish?
Yep, read it.
Yeah. I mean, that one I feel like is
That
a quick.
one is
Did you
good
read
one.
Housemaid?
Yeah.
Oh, those are
the
my
two?
two answers.
Okay.
It's a little bit thicker, which I
that's-
know like the length kind of scares some people,
Yeah.
but I really like Kristen Hanna. She's one of my favorite authors.
Okay.
Great Alone is my favorite book by her. Like I feel like it's just it's still stays with you.
Wait,
It's
wait,
a really,
what
really
is that about? You don't have to like give me the whole plot, but like, is it what's
Like-
the genre?
it's fiction, but it's historical fiction, I guess, in a way.
That's Chelsea's alley.
Oh, you like
I
that?
love historical fiction.
So it's Alaska in the 1970s, which I am not like.
Okay.
Just so we're clear, I like a romance in New York City. Like that's my vibe. So
Yeah.
that's why the fact that I like this book so
Yeah.
much
Yeah.
is shocking. But it is just an amazing. Like I was reading it in like Ubers. Like I was like, I need to know what happens next. So that's
Is
how
she
I feel.
Am I thinking of the wrong author, or did she write The Nightingale?
She did.
Okay,
Also fantastic.
that's like one of
book.
my mom's favorite books. I haven't read it yet. I need
wanna
to.
read
You need to
it.
read it.
It's
It's on my
incredible.
Kindle.
They appeal
Yeah.
to like a wide range of people
range.
too, and the
Yeah.
history element. Like I was like, oh no. I don't really care that much.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I do care. Like, it's intriguing, but I would rather hear about the girlies. Like,
Yeah.
I don't need to
I
know.
think for me,
Yeah.
reading has to be like what the point I'm at recently is like. I feel like there's just so much going on in life in general. I'm like, I want to escape. Like, I don't want to read about something hard, which maybe The Great Alone is, but like,
The title might get,
sometimes
You
when it's like
cry, you
heavy,
laugh.
I'm
Yeah.
like, I just want to escape and like
Feel
just-
happy.
Yeah, feel happy.
Yeah.
Take me to an island where
Yeah.
a boy
Yeah.
swoops me off my feet.
Exactly. Like,
I'm there with you.
but it depends on my mood. And I've been in kind of a slump, which I want to get out of. But The Great Alone, that's a good one. And The Nightingale. I think both of those are kind of sad, heavy books, but
I know.
I've heard they're
They
amazing.
definitely
If
make
you
you
So-
feel-
liked Housemaid, that author, Frida
Oh, she's
McFadden.
great.
I haven't
books.
read any other books by her.
Oh my, that's what I do. I'm just like,
Really?
oh, okay. So I just read her
Yes.
book called The Coworker, and that was great. Like just
Okay.
any
I
of
do
her
that
books.
too. Like I'll just stick to the same
Yeah,
author.
you stick to what you know. You
Yeah.
know? Like,
That's
that'll
a good-
and her
that's a
books
good
are
idea.
quick. Like you feel so good because I finished that on one weekend, and that's very not normal for me.
I love when I finish a book in a weekend.
Yes.
Smart. I am well read.
Yes.
What's your vibe of like what authors do you like or what other books do you like? Like, are you reading more? Like,
I have the worst memory of anyone you've ever met, especially when it comes to books. Like
No problem.
once I read it, literally the next day, someone's like, "What was it about? Like, who's the author?"
I'm
like,
the
no
same
idea.
way. But you're like, I liked it.
Yeah,
it was
I don't
enjoyable.
And
remember.
I feel like if you brought up, people, I'd be like, "Oh yeah. Like,
yeah, I'm the
I
same
wouldn't
way.
say Colleen Hoover is like my favorite author, but I have read a lot of like that style of book. Oh my gosh, who are the other ones that I've read? I've read some Lisa Jewell.
like those?
I
Yeah.
like those.
like those. Don't love them.
No, I don't love them. I mean,
They're more like easy, quick.
Yes.
They're nothing intense.
Some are better than others. Like None of This Is True is one of my favorites. I like that. Did you ever read that one?
I don't
that,
think
Oh,
so.
you would like that. It's actually
Really?
about a podcaster. So
Oh,
Yeah,
so
you
yeah.
talked about that.
I'm trying to think of the other. There's like been a few authors who I've read a few of their books. They're romance vibes. It's like I feel like I have similar style reading genres to Kenzie.
yeah,
Like
Okay.
whenever she posts, I'm like, okay, like I've
Yeah.
read that, or
Yeah.
like I like that. I
Yeah,
don't know.
I love her. Rex.
yeah, thriller romance.
So
yeah.
thriller, romance. But I don't have like specific. I've truly been in such a slump. I haven't read much lately. So
I know.
and again, since my memory's so bad, it's like it has to be so fresh for me to
Yeah.
remember.
I
Like the
totally
last
get
But The
book.
Housemaid is the last book I read.
I love it. Well,
It was really good.
there's Housemaid Secret.
And that's like the
Second
the
book.
second one.
So, and I found it to be just as good.
Really?
And they're
So-
coming out with a third
and
in
a
a few
third's
months.
coming
Oh,
out.
wow.
Okay, so
Yeah.
maybe I
So
can do
just
that.
do that.
The
And
woman
then-
never stops writing. She
No,
comes out
I
with a
love
book every
her.
like 2 weeks. Like I don't know how it's
I'm
possible.
obsessed.
Okay, I need to get on that. We did not give this woman advice whatsoever.
I know.
Like, oh, you're attracted to men. Here's
Like,
some-
here's what we like.
Here's more books.
Yeah,
that-
here's
Oh,
books.
no. I would also say that you just haven't met the right person yet.
Yeah,
Like that
that's what
is-
I was gonna say.
Yeah,
Totally.
Just haven't met you yet.
Yeah,
Truly,
Google
because-
it.
yeah. You will with the right person. Like I feel like you're not gonna have to convince yourself like, oh, he's cute or like, oh, I'm attracted to him. Like it will just you just will be.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
thinking about that concept of when girls say like I'm just so confused. Like, does he like me? Does he not? And I was just thinking about how like you will not be confused.
No.
Like with the right
You'll be like,
person,
"That
I know
boy
that's a different
loves
thing.
me."
Yeah, but it's like you will not be confused when it's the right person. I feel that way.
You will
and
not
same
be
with
jealous. You will not, like, everything just goes out the door.
Yeah.
So, like, I know they like me.
it will just be like easy. And I feel the same way with this. It's like you will just be attracted to them and it won't be like, oh,
I have to
well.
convince my friends like, oh, he's not ugly, I swear.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, okay, so you do think he's ugly.
Yeah.
Like, maybe you don't like the
So
guy.
you're
That's
aware.
fine.
You're aware of him.
Yeah.
This show is sponsored by Betterhelp. Therapy has been there for me, during my biggest life changes, which I find to be the most beneficial time for me personally to use therapy because I get to talk to somebody who's not necessarily in the situation, who is a professional, who can really help me learn positive coping skills, maybe how to set boundaries, and just empowers me to be the best version of myself. And I know sometimes you can feel like you don't have enough time for appointments, you have a lot going on and you're stressed about it, and you feel like maybe adding another appointment or another thing to your to-do list like therapy can be more stressful, but believe you me, okay, it's going to be worth your time and your effort to make that time to talk to somebody and start therapy.
Therapy is not just for people who have gone through like extreme trauma in their lives. It can really help anyone. It's helpful for learning positive coping skills if you need to set some boundaries in your life or just feel empowered to be the best version of yourself, because sometimes these little things that just bog you down in your mind can really just make you not have a great time day to day or feel stress or anxiety. And sometimes talking through things, verbally processing what you're going through can really help you be the best version of yourself. So if you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It is entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule, which is really, really nice and convenient. You just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge, which is also super important to find someone that you really get along with and feel comfortable with. So learn to make time for what makes you happy with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/whatwesaid today to get 10% off your first month. That is BetterHelp, HELP.com/whatwesaid.
Okay, next one. Determined to have a smooth bikini line this summer, but cannot figure out how. Swear I've used all the products, lotions, razors.
We talk about this all the time.
I don't have the answer to that besides probably laser.
I was going to say I do
laser.
waxes when I want like a clean.
Waxes, yeah.
It's so painful.
It's hard to
though.
keep up with though too, because it's like,
Gotta
oh, heaven
grow
forbid,
out.
I have to go to the beach the week before I go get my
know.
wax.
Laser's
Gotta
the
wear
best
boy
option.
shorts.
Literally.
I screenshotted something that this is so interesting. I just saw it, or not interesting. It's just like the timing is crazy. I was looking at my Pinterest board the other night and I had screenshot someone's like in detail tips for this exact thing. I'm going to see if I can find it.
Wait, that would be huge.
Like this is this girl. I had like screenshotted this thing.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's
Should
so
I
long.
read it?
Yeah.
She says, here's what you do. Exfoliate, then rub the area with baby oil before you shave to soften the hair and skin.
Okay.
Shave using a men's razor, one with 4 blades, and
course.
men's moisturizing shaving cream. Since they're made for faces, they're extra gentle. Dab some rubbing alcohol on the skin after you shave to kill bacteria and close your pores, and then apply an unscented deodorant liberally. And this will keep you dry down there, and you will not chafe, and it prevents razor bumps. You will have the smoothest ever.
Oh my gosh.
See,
But you do that every day?
She said, mine was always flawless. I was a dancer for 4 years and I did this almost daily.
Wow.
That's a lot of work though.
Oh, that's
that's way
like once
too
a
much.
week. Do that on Sunday. In your everything after your everything shower or before maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I say laser for me. Have you guys done laser hair removal at all?
I like tried it and I feel like it didn't work, but I don't know if I didn't do enough sessions or something.
Well, for me, I think it just helped it like become so much thinner and
More manageable.
finer and manageable. Like I
Okay.
did my armpits and I did my legs and my whole Brazilian, and I just feel like shaving now is like so much easier. I have very like coarse hair, like especially my armpit hair literally would grow back the next day. It would be
too.
like so stubbly, and now it's just so much finer.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
laser is kind of like sometimes it can be pricey, and you do want to go to someone that's like.
because you could get hurt or like,
Yeah, because some people are like, oh, get a like Groupon or something, but I feel like sometimes that's scary with like
Yeah.
lasers on your skin.
Totally.
Yeah, you don't want to
But
get a burn.
if you can, like getting laser, I do feel like it depends on your hair and your skin, but I think sometimes it can help at least make it more manageable. And then when you shave, it's like a little smoother. I don't know.
I always tell myself like no one's looking as closely as you. Unfortunately, like I know it's
Unfortunately.
annoying. Unfortunately,
What would be great?
Unfortunately,
I
no one's
mean,
looking at
like-
my crotch.
unfortunately I don't have better tips, but like really, I feel like you're your own worst critic in that sense. And I do understand like being on a vacation though, and you look down and you're like, oh my God, like, what is going on? But really, like you are your own.
It's true. I've never, now that I'm thinking about it, been like seeing someone and be like, oh wow, they really should have shaved. Like,
or like look at the bumps on her or something.
Yeah,
like,
never. Especially in person. It's like, it's one thing if you're trying to take pictures where it's like someone can zoom in and look at everything, but especially in person if you're just out, you know?
No, definitely. I think that's the one thing. Like, I feel like we've transitioned so far into, you know, not retouched photos and stuff, like especially like commercials too. But the bikini line is always flawless. I'm like, let's put some bumps there.
Yeah,
I know.
So I feel more, because I feel like we do everything else. We're like non-edited, but the bikini line's always looking great.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
and I feel like it's pretty rare for it to be like baby smooth on someone. Like it always, even when I do laser, even when I do whatever, it's like, it's not just like it's baby soft. Like it has some bumps or something going on.
No, Like
but I do get that, especially with some of these bikinis. I'm like, this is literally a piece of string.
Yeah,
All these new
they're
trends.
getting smaller and smaller.
I'll
like shave and be like, oh, that's good enough, and then I could put in the bikini. I'm like, oh, is it?
I put on the bathing suit prior to my shower to see where I need to hit. Yeah, I'm like, where are my target areas?
Oh my gosh, that's really funny.
What can I leave?
Yeah, what? No,
you kind of have to.
Yeah.
What do I have to give more attention?
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like not actually taking a break. I feel like in between the shaving, like if I shave every day, I feel like then I get more bumps. Like I feel like I need to shave and like leave it for a week. So
strategize,
marinate. Yes, exactly.
100%. I need advice on phrases to say to family members when they make comments about my body. When my mom says my butt looks flat, my mother-in-law says I look healthy now.
Oh no.
When they point out my natural blonde is dark for the winter, etc., they're always hitting my biggest insecurities.
Nothing worse.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, she said it hitting my biggest insecurities. I would be like, oof, that one hurt. Like I would literally say like that affects me.
Like make a reaction.
That's what I would do. Like when we always say our brothers know how to like hit us where it hurts. I'll be like, ouch. Like you know my weakest point.
Yeah. I usually just break out into tears. And
They'll be like, oh my God. Like,
that should do the trick.
Yeah. I feel like if you play it off, they're like, okay, she doesn't really care.
That's true.
That was my immediate reaction.
Being honest, groundbreaking. No, but literally groundbreaking.
But sometimes it's hard.
Sometimes it's hard to do that.
It is.
But I feel like that's the answer.
Or almost like an acknowledgement, like back to it. Like if they're like, your hair looks brassy, like you could be like, so like, and like almost being like, I hear your point, and like,
what's the point of verbalizing it?
Yes. Yeah. Like kind of standing up for yourself in that way. I think I know it's hard though. Like someone like a mother-in-law, like that's tough. Like at least like with your own family, it could be a little easier to be like, hey, stop. That was rude or something. But if it's someone that's maybe a little bit outside.
Yeah, I know. We always talk about that. It's different when it's your own, depending on the dynamic you have with your family. But like for the most part, if it's your own family, like I feel a lot more comfortable being like, excuse me, like that was so rude.
Yeah.
And then if it's like an in-law or like a little bit, like an extended like an aunt or someone that I don't know, I'm like, well, I'm not gonna like freak out at you. But
if you want the most, I like to offer sometimes maybe the toxic version of the advice. It's like,
I love it.
If they say something maybe passive aggressive, you can always either throw it back, like something passive aggressive to them. I know you probably have, have something in your mind.
Your dark thoughts. Yeah.
You can kind of maybe like throw it back, but not where it's like, because the worst type of critique that someone gives is where it's not super obvious for you to have a reaction. It would almost be like you would look over dramatic if you reacted to it. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, you got to do your highlights. And they just kind of move on. And if you were to be like, excuse me, like then people think you're the whatever.
I hate that.
So you got to do
like
it.
You feel like the drama queen, but you're like, no, you're rude.
You got to do the passive aggressive back. Like, yeah, I will. Like maybe we can go together and you can get your like split ends cut or something,
Yep.
Yeah. In like a jokey way, playful. I fully believe if people are going to dish it out, like they must take it. Like,
they must be able to.
If you have to be able to, like, if you're going to throw out comments, like, okay, I'll point out, like, it's kind of rude, but it's like, okay, let me point out something about you then. If you're gonna,
so right.
And it's like projections anyways.
Yeah.
Clearly, like if they're like that's their own issues with their body or what they perceive to be the perfect body. So I
catch it myself. I'll be like, I think that's just me projecting, but I'm still going to say it. But I'm just letting you know that's how I feel.
Yeah,
for sure. I've been in a situationship for over a year now. We are in college. He plays college football and won't commit to me. He acts like we're dating. We have sleepovers, hang out every day. I make him dinner, but he won't put a label on it. I get so mad at him and ask him why. And he said he is just waiting for it to be the right moment. I'm tried to end it over and over, but he tells me every time.
I've tried to probably end it.
Yeah, okay. over and over, but he tells me every time, I'm going to commit. You're the perfect one for me. What do I do, guys?
Wait, how old is? Or sorry,
They're in college.
I'm sorry. How long have they been doing this?
Over a year.
Over a year.
I do feel like he's stringing you along.
Yeah.
Like the perfect moment.
I know, and you don't want to give an ultimatum because I don't believe in ultimatums, but at some point you just got to be like, okay, well, you're not committing. It's not like commit to me or else. It's like, you're not committing to me. Goodbye.
Yeah, and sometimes then maybe he'll be like, wait.
Yeah.
But you don't want to bank on that. You
Yeah.
have to leave knowing
Exactly.
that he really won't
Be
chase you.
ready to walk away.
Yeah,
And you
have
said
to
she's
be
in
ready.
college or something?
Yeah, she's in
Yeah,
college.
like you deserve to enjoy your college
Yeah.
experience. Like you only get those once. Like
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
deserve to enjoy the rest
Live
of
it
it or
up.
whatever you have.
Exactly.
Yeah. And you also like you're giving him boyfriend privileges without like the
Yeah,
title. and stuff.
exactly.
He doesn't deserve that.
Make
He doesn't
him work
deserve
for
a man
it.
that is gonna like be so
Yeah, he's like, where's my dinner? Was waiting for the perfect moment, actually.
Yeah, the least you could
Absolutely
do is call me
not.
your girlfriend. That's
In
the
a
bare
year,
minimum.
you haven't
Come on.
found one perfect moment?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's a long
This is
time.
weird.
That's strange. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's odd.
interesting.
You need to find more moments, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point about the label. Like you're giving him access. I feel like a lot of girls will write in like, oh, that's a very common thing people write in. Like he just won't commit. He just won't commit. It's kind of one of those things where it's like the right guy will commit to you because he will be
Yeah.
obsessed with you. He doesn't want to lose you.
He doesn't want you to date
He
anybody
doesn't
else.
want you to date
Yeah.
anyone else. And yeah, you shouldn't be making him dinner every night. And then
No.
he can't even call
he's
you his
gotten
girlfriend.
comfortable.
Spoiling
And
him.
unfortunately, even if he is, down the road going to be the right one, he won't realize it until you're gone. So he's not going to just change because you're there still doing the same exact things. There's going to be nothing motivating him because you're what's what is he getting out of it differently? So you just have to leave. Bye.
Reach.
Bye.
Bye.
Sorry.
I wish we had time for 20 more.
I
These
know.
are
This was so
great.
fun. Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for coming
Thanks for swapping
on.
with us.
Thanks.
Yeah.
This was so fun. I don't want this day to end.
I
I
know.
know.
Our
We'll do
gals
2 more.
day.
Yeah. What should the swap name be like? What we gals? What we
I know.
what the gals said.
What the gal
Oh,
said.
that's cute. Yeah, we need to
What
come up with
Gal
something
said.
little.
We'll
Yeah,
think
we'll
of
come
it.
up with it.
Yeah.
Tell everyone where they can listen to your podcast and find you guys on YouTube and all of that.
Mhm.
Well, we're at Gals in the Go Podcast on Instagram, Gals in the Go Podcast, wherever you listen to podcasts. And then I'm at Danielle Carolyn on everything.
And I'm at Brooke Michio and everything.
Amazing.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.